All right, let's talk about a little bit about this exercise. It's actually the food survey, the student poll, 9.4 applications. Um, so I'm going to be doing something here that we had done before, a little bit, maybe a little bit different, but not that much different. We're going to do we're going to use the actual shell, Python shell, to track the code. So let's do it what I call a code tracker. But let's first understand what the program is about. Let me see if I can make this bigger, a little bit bigger. So it says 16 students were asked to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 the quality of the food in the cafeteria, the student cafeteria, with 1 being awful and 10 being excellent. Place the 16 responses in lists and determine the frequency of each rating. So here we're going to actually or some random numbers between 1 and 10, but I already created this for you so we can all have consistent results and I can compare them. Okay, so you should always check with somebody else what the results are to make sure that you are in the right track. So all of this, and here's the little help I'm giving you. So we're going to use this code right here and we're going to track it. So I'm going to take this into my Python shell. So if I type ranking, there's my list. And as you can see, it's all blanks, right? Because this is going to be my frequency list, my counter list, meaning the idea behind this is going to be counting how many times a student pick a 1, how many times they pick a 10, because as you can see we have 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, because technically nobody's going to rank for 0, right? Because we said the ranking goes between 1 and 10. So this is going to be a wasted piece of space in storage, but it's so minimal that it's okay, and it makes it easier for the coding. Otherwise you have to shift everything to the left. I mean, you can do that later on when you are a pro. Then I need the raw data. This is what I call the raw data, the survey. So we're going to do something that we've done before. It's not new. We had introduced this before, but I know as the first time doing these things, you need a lot of, call it repetition if you want to, but definitely go over it multiple times to really be solid in your mind, and so you can use it. One of the things that I noticed that after many years, students always go back to the most elementary things they did when they first started. And so if you use these new skills, new tools more often, then most likely you're going to select them for complex assignments. So these are the rankings themselves of the 16 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of them. Starting from 0 through 15, right? Here we don't do that because we know that the ranking is not going to be 0. And of course, you can always shift it. It's up to you. And I don't want you to use if statements because you don't need to. And because if statements kind of slows down the process. It slows down the process because you do comparisons. And comparisons take longer. Of course, this is only 16 pieces of information, but if you had millions and millions, imagine how much it will slow down your program. So let's do the code tracker. So I'm going to create an index. Let's say I is equals to 0. I like to put a space in between. So now we're going to say survey of 0. I'm sorry, of I, because I is 0. What should that give me? Yes, correct. A 1. There it is. What about if I use this value as the index of my ranking? So I'm going to call that a different name. That will be a 1, right? You see how the 1 came up out of the raw data list? So let's take a look that we do have that. It's a 1, so the two things are the same. And so I can use it for my ranking. So I'm going to say ranking of the index. Well, if I was going to press this now, we know it's a 0 because it's empty. There's nothing here. But we learned that all we have to do now is add every time that particular index shows up, which is actually the ranking of one of the students, the first student that was surveyed, then I'm going to add 1 to it. We're going to say plus equal 1. So now if I do ranking 1, there you go. Okay, now let's get started to do the tracking over here. Let's start with I. So we're going to say I plus equal 1. Because we're going to have a loop. And all we need is one loop. Whenever you have nested loops, again, you slow it down a little bit more. So this one big loop is going to handle everything. So we did I for 0 over here with the survey here, there, right? And we know that when I was 0, we got a 1 over here. And then we actually updated the ranking with that 1 right here. It is. So we can look in a minute what the ranking looks like, the list. Now I incremented I because I am being the actual for loop. And I'm tracking the code and see what happens to it. So I now is 1. What is the survey going to give me? A 5, which makes sense right here. It's a 5. So remember how we use that for the index, right? So we can put that, we can say now index. We can say that index is equal to, we can just take this one because this is going to make us, it's going to give us a little bit easier work for tracking. Press enter, and index should be over here 5, and there it is. And now I can use this because the index already has a 5. Actually, we're going to use this one, right? Let's take a look at that ranking, what it looks like now. Guess what it would look like? Well, we know that it could, the first one has to be a 0 because there is no ranking of 1, of 0, I'm sorry. We have a ranking of 1 and a ranking of 5. So 1 over here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 should be another one. Let's take a look if it did it. And there it is. All right, let's keep on going. Let's keep on tracking this. Let's increment I. Now let's take a look at the survey when I now should be 2, right? Let's keep that in mind. And if I look at index 2, it's a 0, 1, and 2, it's a 3. And now I'm going to use this 3 as a index for the ranking. So this is the last time I'm going to do this in between step, because it's kind of silly, right? The index right now has a 3 now, right? Take a look. Nothing has changed. I'm only assigning it to the index. And so now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to use that index for my ranking list and increment it at index 3. So ranking is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now that it's going to be a 1 over here. 0, 1, 2, 3. A 1 should show up over here. So now I'm going to do this over here. And let's do ranking. Let me bring this up a little bit now. There you go. And there it is. At position 3 on the ranking, we have a 1. So if we look at this over here, at my survey, there should be a 1 on index 1, because it's the first count that a student said the ranking of food was only 1. Then the next student says, well, it's a 5. So here's the student that said this was a 5. Another student said it's a 3. So one of the students said it was a 3 right here. All right, let's keep on going. Now we're going to get at a 4 over here, right? If we do I plus 1 right here, that should be a 4. Then we're going to put the survey of 4 into the index. It's my tracker. And I'm going to increment the ranking by 1, whatever that index was, which was a 4. So now if I press enter ranking over here, I should have a position 4 and 1 now. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be a 1 right here. So let me call ranking over here. And there it is. The 4 is there. Okay, let's keep on doing this. So we have to increment 1 as if I was a for loop. I'm going to take that index and put it in survey, because that's where my raw data is. And I'm going to assign the value of that survey to the index variable that's going to be used for the ranking. So the next one. And then right here, now that I have the index, I can increment the ranking at that position by 1. And let's take a look at what happened. There you go. And that's because if we look at the raw data over here, when I was, what value was I then? 5. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a 4, I'm sorry. Right here. I mean, we can check. Let's see what AI is. It's 4, there it is. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a 1. So now we have 2 1s. The first student and the 5th student said that it was. First, second, third, fourth. Yes. So let's go down, and here it is. So we have 2 students that said it was a 1. The ranking of the food, right? All right, let's keep on tracking. So that means that we're going to increment I. Now it's going to be 5. And what's the value of the survey when I is 5? That a student said something to it, right? What was it that he said? It looks to me like another student said it was a 1. And so now we're going to use that index to increment my ranking by 1. That means that there should be 3 over here. So I'm going to press ranking, And there it is. There's the one. Now, 3 students said that the ranking of the food was 1. And we can see that that's correct. 1, 2, and 3. It looks like the next one said the same thing. So I'm going to increment my, can I raise this up a little bit? It's always working at the bottom. Yeah, we can. Okay, let's increment the 1. I'm sorry, the I. We can check what I is. It should be a 5. Oh, I think I did multiple times. How did I do that? Oh, I did it over here. Dang. So I'm going to change it because otherwise it's going to mess my whole data, right? My ranking. Because you see how I did it here. Oh, no, that's right. That's right. No, nothing. Never mind. That was a 5. Never mind. Okay, so we do this now. And then that was the index. That was whatever the student ranked the food. And now we're going to use that to increment, there you go, the list of rankings. Now let's see, what do we have over here? There it is. We're doing good. All right, let's keep on doing a little bit more so we can really visualize this. So we incremented I because I am the for loop, right? You're going to put this in a for loop, and all of this is going to come out nice and clean. Press enter. Now I'll go over here because I have the index for the ranking list. And now let's see what the ranking looks like. And there it is. And if we look at the raw data, as you can see, we have a whole bunch of things are going to start changing now. Take a look. There's more diversity over here. So let's keep on doing that. And then we can compare the results. Let's keep on making that loop. Create. Ensure that I keep an eye on me, that I don't skip anything. This increment, there's another one. My code tracker is actually doing a good job there. And let's take a look at what happened to the ranking now. What changed? Here, it looks like a student ranked the food over here. What value? What would that be? What is this? What did the new student say the ranking of the food was? Correct. 1? No. 2. This is 1. 5 students said 1. 2 students said 2. Okay. There you go. Oh, another student said the ranking of the food was 1. This cafeteria must have very stinky food. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, here. 1, 2, and 3. That means that one student said that the ranking was 3, and I know that there is a 3 somewhere here. Here, that we're getting closer to the end. There you go. It looks like something happened over here. What's happening here? There, look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another student said that the ranking of the food was 4. And I think we're almost, look, 3 more to go. Make sure I don't mess up. I'm good at that. There you go. Here it is. Let's keep on going. And almost there. Nice. Look at that. That's the last one. And now there should be a 7. I'm almost done. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, a 1. One more. Almost there. No, I broke it. How did I break it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, what's the I? Whoa. How did I get 16 over there? One of them messed up, right? Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we finished right here. Silly me. Okay, good. We got to the end. So if we look at the ranking over here, is the last one, right? And now we're going to use this to create that the histogram. We're going to use this just like we did before to make a histogram with asterisks, right? So I'm sure you all know how to do that by now. It would be something like, all right, let's start with, let's use a different index. J is equal to 0. And so we're going to use the ranking list now to generate the number of, what is that called? Asterisk. But remember, I like to first put the values on the list. So hold on a minute, let's do something else. Let's do what was it called? It says S for serve, right? O, R for ranking. And the student, we're gonna say we start with 1, right? And so do I need that? Yeah, let's do that. So now we're gonna say print. Again, we're tracking the code. Print. So the first ranking is going to be, let's see, ranking of, and here, what was it, R? And so what's the ranking of 1? Of how many times was ranked 1? And so we're going to say ranking of R. That's the number. And then we're going to use that to generate as many number of stars or asterisks as the actual number of people who ranked that particular ranking of 1. So I'm going to use the asterisk right here. I'm going to multiply by ranking of R. And let's see what it looks like. There you go. It looks good, doesn't it? Now let's do R plus equal 1. Now we can call this one over here. Do it again. And then it is 2. So you know that you have 7, 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 1, 1, 1. So let's do that. Let's get it all done. And this should be more than enough that you need for you to actually write your code. So again, we have another loop over here. This is the loop that is going to be drawing your histogram. And you can always look at those values that in fact they make sense. There you go, looking good. So all you have to do now is create your for loop. ranking is 6, right? There is only 0, and there should be only, let's see. There you go. Looking really good. Then we have these are all zeros, right? So nobody ranked it 8, 9, and 10. And we can check that, in fact, that's true. Nothing. Nothing. This cafeteria had a super stinky food. Oops. That was silly. This one. I think that's the last one. There you go. And we're done. Ta-da! Now you have to put this together as one solid program with 4 loops and the code, everything you need we discussed it. Don't forget to start. This is the beginning. We created a ranking list. It's going to be like a counter or a frequency list that we've seen before. This is what I call the raw data, meaning these are what the students rank the food of the cafeteria to be. And then I put that into a loop in which I use the index. I use I as the index for the actual survey, and the value of the survey was actually the index to the ranking. And so let's just quickly talk about that. I'm going to do something over here. I am going to clear, let me get that one up here. Let me call this back. I'm going to show you a little shortcut over here to eliminate some of the steps. So I'm clearing the ranking again to be 0. And the survey didn't change, but I'm going to bring it down so we can have it closer to us. We can see it. Right here. There you go. And so I can do kind of a little bit of a nested code, which is not a bad idea. So I still need one index to start with there. And now I am going to kind of nest it. So I'm going to say that the ranking index is actually the value of the survey at each individual position. So that would be survey. And now to access each of these items in the list, I need that I over here, the index, put it over here. So it's in the nested. So the index for the ranking list is going to be the value of the survey list that in terms is accessed through an index that I am the one who control. This is my control. This controls the actual survey, and the survey controls the ranking list. So if I press enter, right? Yeah, we were supposed to do something, right? What were we supposed to do? Who can tell me what I forgot to do? Yes, plus equals 1. There you go. There you go. We can do I plus equal 1. We can call this one. So let's remember what we have over here. So 0, 1 now should be a 2. I don't know if I want to do everything. Maybe. Let's take a look what it looks like so far. Nice, very good. Okay, so here's a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to do the whole thing. That's too long. Just a few more and then And then I'm hoping that you actually can see the pattern to it. One more, and then we take a peek at what the ranking list looks like. There, okay? So this is somewhere, let's see what it looks like. 411, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 is 8. So I should be about 8. 4, 4. Oh, right here. There's a 4 right here. Oh, I think it's this one right here, because there were 4 4s in a row. There you go. Okay, I hope this helps. See you soon. Bye bye.